welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is one that I have been meaning to do for a couple weeks now. It has been highly requested, hence why I put the title my most requested look, my most requested tutorial, because when I posted this picture on Instagram a couple weeks ago, I got several comments asking for a tutorial. And then I also was wearing the makeup in a video around that same time, which was the things that YouTubers do in tutorials that you don't really have to do, or maybe you don't have to be doing. So I was wearing the makeup look in that video as well. A lot of people commented they wanted to see a tutorial. I had written on Instagram that it was a look that I had been wearing a lot because it's so easy. The eye look, while it might look complicated, it really is not. So my look was actually inspired by this photo right here. That is the model Stella Maxwell. I, of course, am old enough to be her mother, probably. And that work was done by an amazing makeup artist called Hung Vongo, and I'll put his name down below. And I follow him on Instagram. He is an amazing makeup artist. He does the kind of makeup that I like, that's just real soft and beautiful, but not kind of like what we see lately on Instagram and on YouTube. He's not a trendy makeup artist. He just does beautiful work on beautiful models and celebrities. So that's how I got the idea to do this look, because I saw that photo and I thought, wow, I love that. I want to recreate it. And I knew the perfect palette to use would be the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. And what I liked about using that palette is because here on YouTube, people tend to use a palette for a couple months when it's new, and then you never see it again in tutorials. But most of you out there are not like that. You don't buy well, maybe you do, buy every single palette that comes out and then toss the others to the side. Maybe you have Modern Renaissance and you've only learned to do a couple looks on it, and you want to learn how to do more looks, and you're just tired of YouTubers just moving on to the next thing when you want to see more looks with what you already have. So I'm really going to try to do that more on my channel. So I have been accused of making my intros way too long, and clearly this one is going to be no exception. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look right here, then please keep on watching. So I do already have my foundation and concealer on. Those will be listed in the description bar. I'm just taking a flat shader brush with the shade Tempera, and I am placing that under my brow bone, and then also in the inner corners of my eyes, and then kind of by the sides of my nose, arcing it from that inner corner to the under brow area. And this brush is just one that came in an Anastasia palette of mine, an older one, but any shader brush will do. Now, using a Bare Minerals Tapered shadow brush, I am dipping into Antique Bronze, and I am placing that all over my lid. And I am creating somewhat of a dome shape. Now, don't worry if this is messy, because we are going to blend it all out later. Because I have a hooded lid, I am taking it up a little bit higher right into that fold, or what should be a fold, but where my hood actually is. Now, using a Morphe M506, I am taking the shade Warm Taupe, and don't forget to tap off your excess each time you pick up one of these shadows. And I'm blending out the upper portion of that antique bronze. Just softening it, blending it out so there are no harsh edges. And because this look is sort of a cat eye look, I want to make sure that I'm extending it in the outer corners, creating a little bit of an outer V shape. Now, taking a Smith 230 brush and the shade Realgar, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, I am very, very softly blending out the upper part of the lid again. So it went Antique Bronze, then Warm Taupe, and now the Realgar going on top, so you can see it when my eyes are open. And again, soft touches. I can't even explain to you how soft I am going with this brush. And I'm kind of swirling it in the outer corners and then bringing what's left to the inner portion of the eye. Now, using Love Letter and a Sigma E25, I'm doing the exact same thing I just did, only I'm going just slightly higher. And by slightly, I mean almost exactly in the same place. And then I'm kind of blending it out with my finger. I just wanted to add more of that reddish look versus the orangey look to my eye. Next, just using any pencil brush. I'm using an old one that came in a Sonia Kashuk set years ago. I'm doing the same exact thing on the bottom that I did on the top with the Realgar and the Love Letter. So first I'm taking Realgar and I'm blending it along the lower lash line and trying to connect the top with the bottom. Then I'm going in with Love Letter, doing the exact same thing. I apologize for being a little out of frame here. But instead of stopping at the inner corner, I'm actually going to go into the inner corner, the tear duct, and connect that area as well. So going right into the tear duct where I would normally do like an inner corner highlight, I am taking the Love Letter. So now I am blending everything out. You can see I like to use my fingers a lot to soften edges. Using this Frankie Rose Black eye pencil, I am lining my waterline top and bottom. I'm going to do the top waterline off camera because it's just too hard for me to show it on camera, and then just smudging it out. Now, taking any matte black eyeshadow, I am doing a soft line on my upper lash line. I find an angled brush is easier to use to get into that inner corner. And because my eyes are downturned on the ends, and this is supposed to be more of a cat eye look, I want to raise them up a little bit. So I start at the lower lash line, angle up towards the end of my brow, and then fill that in for a nice soft winged powder liner. Now to soften up all the edges, I'm going back to the very first step we did, which was to take Tempera and go underneath the brow and into the inner corners. This is just going to soften up any harsh edges. Next is mascara. So I'm curling my lashes first, applying some Chanel Le Volume. And then because, again, I have downturned eyes, I like to lift them by putting some lashes on the corners of my eyes. And these are just some wispies that I got, I think, at the dollar store. So now that the lashes are on, the eyes are complete, and we can finish off the face. To contour, I am using Charlotte Tilbury's Filmstar Bronze and Glow. And I am going to follow the hollow. That is what Charlotte teaches, to follow the hollow for your cheekbones. And then I'm also doing my forehead and a little bit underneath my chin. Then I'm taking this Bdellium Tools brush to contour my nose. My nose is crooked. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I have said many, many times that it is the result of a botched nose job when I was 22 years old. It's crooked. I still can't breathe, but I'm too afraid to go in and get it fixed. I thought it was funny. I found these message boards where someone was kind of ragging on me a little and saying that they said they thought it was a coke nose. It was a collapsed nose from cocaine, which is hysterical to me because I've never done a drug in my life. For a little glow, I am adding the highlight side of the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. Now in my inspiration photo, the cheeks were very, very soft. There wasn't a lot of color, so I am just using this Milani blush in the shade Luminoso. And then for my lips, I am going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Hot Lips in the shade Kidman's Kiss. So I'm applying that all over my lips. And then because I want the look to be a little bit more pink than peach, I am taking this Sorme lip liner, which you can get at most beauty supply stores, very, very cheap. This is the shade Babydoll. And then to lighten it up a little bit and give it some shine, I am taking the Jouer lip gloss, the high pigment lip gloss in the shade PCH. So I'm just putting that all over the lips, once again, to lighten it up a little bit and give it some shine. So there you have it. This is the completed look. I hope you guys liked it. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you happen to recreate the look and post on Instagram, don't forget to use the hashtag RisaDoesMakeup so I can see it and like it. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them in the comments section. I try to respond to everyone, keyword being try. Please subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter and Facebook at RisaDoesMakeup for all of those things. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.